Hello, everybody. I'm Misty, and I'm here with People's Home Equity for the Arrowood team, and with Tim over here. And here to talk a little bit about marketing to your database, aka milking the cows you already have. So I have my lovely assistant over here changing my slides. Smiley, would you please change the slide? So one thing I think that we realize is that a lot of agents, and this is applicable to so many businesses, because in so many businesses, when you're in sales, you always have a database of people you're marketing to. And I think a lot of times we forget, we're always thinking about getting new business, and we forget about the customers that we already have or that we've already worked with. But this is kind of what we're going to talk about today. We're going to do an introduction of myself, which all of y'all pretty much already know. And then a little icebreaker. We're going to talk about your database, how to keep in touch, and then just kind of recap all of that. Next slide, lovely assistant.
Come on, Diana.
Okay, and then I know you guys, I've known you guys forever, it feels like. But I've moved into more of a business development role in our company, so I am really your go-to girl with our office. So if there's anything that you need, if we're not performing the way that we should be for you guys, I'm your contact. I'm making sure that we're giving you what you need to excel in your business. Not that I'm a real estate professional, but I want to be in the trenches with you guys and make sure that we're partnering with you in the right way. So if there's anything that I can do for you guys, please let me know, and then I'll translate that to our office people and to Tim, and we'll come up with a solution to the ways we can serve you better. But the goal of this class is just to give you ideas on how to cultivate business from your database and building relationships with the people that you've already done business with. And when I thought about this, it's the people that you've done business with already know that you're great at what you do, and they've already had a great experience with you. So these are the people you don't have to necessarily start from zero when you're building trust with these people. So it's a good place to start, especially now with the market changing, and you don't have to leave falling in your lap maybe like you used to. It's a good way to get new clients is from the clients that you already have. All right, so we're going to play a little game. It's called Bears, Ninjas, 8 Cowboys. Okay? So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, we've got 8 people in here. So I want you to buddy up. So we need 2 people to start with. So Jesse and Karen, Matt and Miley, Mike and Callie, and Joey and Avery. Okay? So who has ever played rock, paper, scissors? Who played rock, paper, scissors? Well, this game is just like rock, paper, scissors, except it's going to be bears, ninjas, and cowboys. So when I say 3, you're going to strike a pose as either a bear, a ninja, or a cowboy. Okay? So here's how the hierarchy goes. So a bear will eat a ninja will beat up a cowboy, but a cowboy will shoot a bear. Okay, so this is going to be up here so we can kind of figure out who wins. So we're going to have
the cowboy do to the ninja? They can't do anything to the ninja, right?
Let's see. What does it say? I always have to do this. Okay, bears eat ninjas, ninjas beat up cowboys, and cowboys shoot the bears. Ninjas beat up the cowboys, cowboys shoot the bears. Well, if you've got a cowboy and a ninja's always going to beat up the cowboy. Right. So,
but the cowboys beat the bears.
Right.
And
it'll make sense when we go along.
And the bears eat
Paper beat rock all the time.
Okay. All right. So get with your partner. Just turn to your partner. Now I'm going to say we're going to have 3 rounds on this first go round. Okay. So when I say 3, think about what you're going to do. When I say 3, do your pose. So it's bears, ninjas, or cowboys. Okay. Okay. So that's 2 out of 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Cowboys. Okay, so I love cowboys.
Okay, so that means you tied. So you each have 1. You guys tied 2. So you should keep
Oh,
going
it's
on
going
course because
against
I
each
can't
other?
keep up with it.
Correct.
Oh, we're going against everybody else.
Right now it's just your partner.
Oh, I
Okay.
was telling her what to do.
I thought you just weren't doing
No.
movement. I was like, thanks, cowboy.
Okay, so keep your own scores. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. No.
Bears eat the eagles.
Okay.
Bears.
Yeah.
All right, one more round.
2, 5.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Kill me.
Okay, who's my winner?
Bears eat me.
I won every one of them.
1, we tied 2.
Carry one.
I just won.
Okay, so then that's 2 out of 3, so he would have won. Okay, so Mike's my winner, and then Karen, and then Matt, and then who won out of you guys? Joey. Okay, you guys kind of get up together. I want Joey, you with me. Where'd Mike go? Avery, you're going to have to stand in.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, here he comes. Okay, so Mike, you're with Joey this time. Karen, you're with Matt. Here we go.
Oh, winner.
Yeah.
Yep. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Shot her.
Okay. All right, here we go again. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, who's my winners?
You.
Mike.
And Matt? Okay, here we go. One more time. Gotta get a winner. Here we go.
Who's doing it now?
Matt and Mike. All right. Hi. 1, 2, 3.
No.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, who's the winner? Oh, Matt won. Okay,
Right.
well, I have a special prize for you.
It's that llama for a tournament.
Okay, Molly, go ahead and finish the slide. There's just a little icebreaker.
The one time I didn't win.
I know. I think I told her, I was like, if we do something, Callie's going to win. But your database, so we're going to talk about that. Just a large collection of data organized for rapid search and retrieval. There's lots of different ways you can build that. One of them would be your sphere of influence. So when I started in this position, I know that I was encouraged to just write down everybody that I know. Just take these paper, write down everybody that I know that calls me by my first name. That's going to be my sphere of influence. Another one of the, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, but you can get them from your contact list on your phone. Using the app Covey. I know we had talked about that before. That's a really good way to get people to get into your database. And that's something that's going to be a living, breathing document. You're always going to be adding to this. Everybody that you come across that will qualify will go into this database. Your past clients, of course, the people that you closed business with or you're currently working with. And then, like, for us, and for you guys too, I mean, you have people that refer, you know, you may have partnerships with that, you're in business partnerships with that refer you people. Change this slide, please. Okay, so you've got your database, and most of you already do, you've been in the business for a while. But now what do you do with it? We're going to try to keep in touch with these people. Switch it nice. What if you ever some kind of signal or something? But, you know, one thing I did want to add too, with the coaching that we're currently participating in, I know you guys have probably heard of the Core, but we're doing something through a company called Mortgage Marketing Animals. But they're telling us that we should get one closed loan per month for every 100 people in our database of closed clients. So following this formula that we're doing, we should be able to achieve that. Now, when we first started out, like Tim said, I do the marketing to, most of the marketing to the database, and I was contacting people 2 times a year, our entire database. We have around 700 in there now. Now, we've doubled our efforts, so now we're doing 4 times a year. But the National Association of Realtors says that 74% of clients would use the same agent or loan officer. Again, but only 24% did. Why? Why would they not use the same? I don't know. The reason is because nobody's following up with them. They forget about you. And one thing that I heard somebody say, and it makes perfect sense, is that your clients don't think about you near as much as what you think about them. You know, they don't think about you that much. They have all these other things going on. Our job is to take care of them. Their job is not to think about us. So what we need to do is make sure that we're visible and we're top of mind, so that sometimes it's just showing up and being at the right time at the right place, making that phone call. I can't tell you how many times that I call people and they're like, oh, I've been meaning to call you, but I don't really, you know, I keep forgetting to, or I've been so busy, and I was just in the right place at the right time, and I'm able to get, you know, I'm getting, you know, 2 to 3 leads every week from our past clients just from being at the right place at the right time. But this is kind of like what and just a disclaimer, as I'm going through this, I'm just telling you how that we do this. And you can convert this to your market or your clients, however you choose to do that. And it's our businesses are a lot alike. So it wouldn't be that hard to take this model and then just take it and do with it what you want to with your clients. But this is what we do. So yearly, we're sending everyone birthday cards for the rest of their life. I mean, every year they're getting a birthday card from us. And they're usually custom cards that we have made. One of them had Tim's caricature on it or something like that. But we're sending those out.
They're starting to come back, so we quit with me on it.
But the other one, on their 1-year anniversary of closing with us, we're sending Happy Home Anniversary cards. So, and it's only on that first year that we send those. We're mailing like your CDs. The CDs for those people that have purchased homes. Sorry. We send those out at the beginning of the year because you know that you need those for tax purposes. So instead of them having to go back through their documentation that they got at closing, we make a copy of that, stick it in an envelope, and at the first of the year, we'll mail that out to them. And they're very appreciative of that. That's just one less thing that they can have to tick off their box. 2 times a year, we'll do a client appreciation event. You guys are fantastic at that. We'll do kind of the same things that you guys do, like movies. I love the community events that you guys do. They're fantastic. Monthly, we do Snail Mail. So we're sending out 1 piece of mail every month to our clients. And we'll talk more about the tools real quickly here in just a moment. And then Letter from the Heart, that's usually in the form of an email. And it's a story to make... It kind of makes Tim more personable because people know that we're good at what we do, and that's one thing that we want to do. We want to seem competent, but at the same time, we want to seem like we're approachable as well, and that we're a real person and not just a head on a billboard or something like that. Change. Weekly, we're doing letter of the week calls. Like I said, I was doing two letters of the week, and what that means is I'm going through our database and I'm calling all the people whose last name starts with the letter A and the letter B. Next week, I'm doing all the people that their last name starts with the letter C or D. So I'm doing that, and I was just doing 1 letter of the week, but now I've vamped that up to 2 letters, which means I'm calling everyone 4 times a year. And I'll tell you how I do that in just a moment as well. But video email, we're doing that to our pre-approved and looking, that are pals. So we're doing that once a week, and we do that through Bombbomb. Switch it. Okay, so these are the tools that we kind of use. Well, not kind of use, but we do to accomplish all this marketing. And these are just things that you might be interested in, but might give you an idea of something you could use. So I know you guys, I know the 10-Stop Group does, especially have like a CRM. So we use a CRM as well. There's a lot of automations that are set up in there for us, and a lot of reports and filtration that we can use for our database to help us with our marketing efforts. But we use one called Salesforce. Jungo is a version of Salesforce. We use a dialer. That's how I'm able to make like 200 calls in a day. We use Phone Burner. I know when you guys were using Boomtown, there was a really good integration with Mojo, with the Mojo dialer. I'm not sure what with your new one, what integrations there are, but I would encourage you, if you want to use If you want to use a dialer, look for one that has a good integration with your CRM, but it's not really necessary. Most of them you can just put your database, as long as you have your database in a spreadsheet, you can manipulate that spreadsheet, put it in any format that you want to, and just drop it in your dialer. I mean, it's not necessary for you to have like an integration. Slide broadcast, that's something we'll use most of the time. We use it when we want to make an announcement to a lot of people, or we want to touch a lot of people in a short amount of time. It's not as personal as a phone call, of course, because what it's actually doing is just dropping a voicemail. And I think Callie has got one of those before. It makes it look like you've gotten a call, but it's actually just dropping a voicemail. So like if we're having a past client event, or you guys are having a past client event, you can drop your entire database in there, and it'll call behind the scenes for you, and it'll drop that voicemail for you.
It's not very expensive either, is it?
No, it's super cheap. And then like you can even add to it, like if you just need extra for the month, like say you're using it a lot in a month, you can add to that reserve. I'm not sure if it carries over or not though.
I mean, are we talking
It's still
$20
very
to
cheap. Yeah.
do 700?
Yeah.
So it's
I think it's like
really,
600.
Is that the slide broadcast? that
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Yes.
So
Yes.
typically what I would do, I'll record a voicemail and we'll upload it. And she uploads the thing, just hits the button, and then it drops them at a certain time that you want them, stuff like that.
You can even schedule them. I could see this being a good tool for like circle prospecting, or if you're having an open house in an area and you have like the phone numbers in that area, and you could just drop those in there. You can schedule these to, like I said, to go out at a certain time. It doesn't have to be instantaneous, and it just runs behind the scenes, and then you get a full report after. So it's really, there's slide broadcast and then there's slide dial. If you have slide dial, it's more for a smaller amount of calls, but if you're making a large number of calls, you have to do that through slide broadcast. Bombbomb, I know you all have seen Bombbomb videos from Tim. We send those out every week. You guys are getting those it's highly customizable. Video, hands down, it doesn't matter what you're doing to video instead of just a regular email. It has a much higher open rate. I know, I had seen a statistic, I was looking for that. And again, I don't know how accurate this is, but it says an email containing video has a 90% open rate and an 83.3% click-through rate, which is a 12.6 increase in engagement compared to just text. So, and even with Bombbomb, they actually have like a thumbnail, an animated thumbnail, which even makes it more appealing, I think, when you open that up. But your initial goal will probably be much lower than like maybe 14%. There's also an app on your phone that you can get, so you can record those right from your phone. You don't have to be at a PC. The thing I like about it is the tracking capability. So you can see if someone's opened this. So like Tim and Paul will use these for like our loan estimate videos. It's a good way to cover your butt. So like if you guys, I know Tim had talked to some of you guys about maybe doing it for like when you're running out of contract. You can go over these things with them on the, yeah.
So it's recording your screen.
So you can tell if they've opened it or not. So if they say, well, Kelly, you didn't tell me about this, or you didn't tell me about that, you can be like, yes, I did. You opened this video. So yeah.
You watched it 3 times, you know.
Yeah,
you
you can see how many times they watched it and everything. You can make templates that you can just drop the videos in and send them. It's just a really good tool, and it's not that expensive either.
Like $50 a month.
So it's, it also has a lot of good integrations. Like it integrates with our CRM very well. Another one, Google Mail, like for your email. A lot of people use that. Outlook, YouTube, just a lot of good integrations on that. And then eBuy, I know you guys have gotten one of these from me at some time or another. It's a really good tool when you need an RSVP, because a lot of times you're planning an event and you have no idea who's coming. You don't know, you know. So sometimes it's necessary to have something like that. The only thing that I really don't like about eBuy is that it kind of, a lot of people look over it because it can look like spam sometimes.
Yeah,
to
there's
people.
several steps too when you go in there. You're like, and then you're like, you want to create an account? I'm like, I don't know if I did it right.
But you know, I'm sure there may be some delays around that too that I've just not discovered yet. I'm no pro at using it, but I always have kind of used it for like our realtor roundups and things like that when I need to know like how many people are coming.
You skipped over handwritten.
Oh, sorry. So handwritten is, Tim, you want to tell a little bit about handwritten since that's your baby?
Well, so I wanted a way to send personalized notes to my past clients, but I can't send out 700, handwritten letters a month. So I found it's a service called Handwritten, and basically it's a real ballpoint pen on paper. If you look at it, they scan my signature, and you can pick all kinds of different sloppy handwriting, those type of things, and it will handwrite out on a real card, both the card and the front of the envelope, and it looks like a handwritten card. If you I'm a marketing, I look at marketing stuff, and I'm like, is this real? I'm looking to see if it was just printed, but actually, they write them with robots, so it actually writes them. The ballpoint pen hits it, so you can see the. So it's a little expensive, but we've done it for the last 6 months, and I'm sure anybody that's past client, you've probably gotten one or two of those, haven't you? So I've had people say, "Is that really from you?" I said, "Yeah, it's really from me." I
think people ask me, they're like, I had one past client asked me the last time I talked to him, he said, "Is this something that Tim just sent out to everybody, or is it just for me?" And I couldn't lie. I was like, well.
Well, I went and got my hair cut, a while back, and I can't remember her name. It's terrible, but the one who cuts my hair, she's a past client of mine. I didn't know that until I went a few times, and I remembered that we sent one out, and at the end, after I got done, and I said, "Hey, did you get my card?" She said, "Yeah, I did." I'm like, all right. So,
yes.
And then we have it set up to where it puts 2 business cards in each of the envelopes, and so the idea is, and it's not, it's not a real call to action. It's more of, hey, we're just thinking about you.
Yeah, and they really appreciate that. And I get a lot of comments when I'm making these calls. Hey, I got Tim's card that he sent me, and I'm like, oh, that's great. I have no idea what you're talking about, but it's great. Go ahead and change this slide, lovely assistant. Okay, so the next thing we're going to kind of just touch on really briefly, and this is like one of my favorite subjects of all time, is scripts. So the script that we use are, we use what we call the 3x3. So you'll see there in the middle, we always ask, we want to make sure that we're always asking for business when we're talking to our past clients. One purpose of the call is to touch base and just make sure we're top of mind, but we always want to make sure every call that we make out of our office is a sales call. So before, what I'll kind of do is I'll call and I will kind of say like, hey, this is Misty. Just Tim wanted me to call and check up on you and see how everything's going. We had helped you with your mortgage before, and just want to see how you're doing. And they'll say, we're doing great. Thank you for calling to check up on us. How are you guys doing? We'll kind of chat a little bit, and then I'll say, well, I know that your time's valuable, and I know because most people are working during the day, and I'll say, I just wanted to just tell you how great that. Or I'll say, I just want to tell you how much we appreciate your choosing us to be your lender. I know that you had a lot of options when it came to financing for your home. I said, but I appreciate you choosing us and allowing us to help you with that. And, matter of fact, the team had so many great things to say about you guys. We just wish that we had more people like you. And of course they'll giggle a little bit, and then they'll be like, "Oh, thank you. We had a great experience with this too." So right when they say that, that's my cue.
Going for the kill.
Going for the kill. But really, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to remind them of the experience that they had with us, because, like I said, your clients have already worked with you before. They know how you operate. They know that we're going to take great care of people. So I just want to remind them of that, so that when I ask them to refer their friends, family, and coworkers to me, that they know that they're going to be taken care of, and we're going to give them that same kind of experience. So that's what I'll ask them. I'll use a script that we call Can we count on you? So I'll say, who do you know that, do you have friends, family, or coworkers who want to buy, sell, or refinance? And most of the time they're going to say no. And then I'll say, oh, okay, well, I understand. Can I ask you a favor? And sometimes they'll be like,
What kind not a favor.
But they always say yes. They always say yes. And so I will say, well, if you come across someone who might want to buy, sell, or refinance their home, can Tim count on you to send them our way? And that right there is just going to trigger in their mind some accountability. So, and they'll always say this. They'll be like, oh yeah, for sure. If we always refer our friends and family to you. And I'll say, well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And then, you can end the call at that point. But we changed that probably when we doubled our efforts really with the phone calls, and I've really had really good success with that. So we went over all these things that we do. So now how are you going to do them? Because it's a lot of marketing efforts right there. So this is kind of how I do it. I've had some coaching on how to set a lot of this up, but it really comes down to a couple of things, and that is theme days and time blocking. So what I mean by theme days is that, and I know that your job as a realtor is a lot more reactive than like what my job would be, but it's still, it's still possible for you to have like certain days that you do certain things, or you have a goal to do certain things on certain days. So like for me, on Monday, I call referral partners. So I'm calling you guys on Monday, checking in on you. Tuesday, database calls. Wednesday, I'm doing Misty Mail or meeting with people. Thursdays are my social media days. Fridays, follow up with some of the things that you guys need, and then doing some continuing education. I'm always listening to podcasts. I'm always reading articles. I'm reading books. trying to get all this information in, and if I find something, trying to find something that I can share with you guys. Like I said, I'm no expert, but I just want to learn everything that I can so that I can be a bigger asset to you. Then another thing that I'm doing is I'm time blocking. So I'm a lot more strict with my time blocking, but really how I like to structure my days is I like to do my calls first thing in the morning, or when you feel the most energetic, which for most people is the first thing in the morning. So when you come in, before you open your emails, before you get bogged down with all these other things that you have to do, try, just getting on that dialer, dropping, or, just dialing calls and getting those done. Molly, can you change the spot, please? So, in summary, with the market changing, clients are getting harder to come by, like we talked about before. I was talking with an agent, I tell this all the time, but a couple years ago, she was sitting in her car while she was on the phone with me, and somebody came up and knocked on her window and was like, she had a sign on her car, and was like, hey, I need to buy a house, can you help me? And I'm like, wow, this is unbelievable. Like, these people are just like clamoring to get to you guys. But now we're seeing that decline, and because people are really, honestly, they're afraid to buy right now, which is a whole other subject. But using your database to get the new business is the most cost-effective way to put more money in your pocket and build your business. Milk your own cows first. Before you go out and get more cows, you're going to milk the cows that you already have. So first you're going to build your database, like I said, and then you need to create a marketing plan to stay top of mind. And I would encourage you just to start with one thing. When I kind of went over this before with Jesse, and that was one thing that we talked about. What's the one thing that you want to implement? Because with me, if I have all this information and it's sitting in front of me, it's very easy to get overwhelmed. So, maybe just pick one thing out of everything that you've heard and try to implement it. And put a deadline on it. That's a very good point as well. But thank you for your time, guys, and thank you for hanging out with me today. These are some pictures of some of our past client events.
That's Paul in the onesie on the bottom left. It's not me.
That's Paul in the dragon suit, and what's so funny about that is that he actually wore that in the office a little bit. Like when I first got up for him, like he wore it. I remember coming into his office one day and he was sitting there in a dragon suit. And then this is Tim up here at a drive-in movie that we hosted, and then this is there's Lucy the llama. Yeah. But this is from the last past con event we did at the Pinnacle.
Right.
So, yeah, glad to have the opportunity to come and be with you guys again, and thanks for hanging out with me.
Great, Nancy. That was great.
Right.
Good